Hey guys, it's Rachel, your hashtag Bake a Change ambassador, and today we have arrived at our final bake sale table video. I know it feels like the end came so fast, but remember it is just the beginning of the hashtag Bake a Change campaign. The campaign runs all the way to November 1st, and that is the 7th birthday of She's the First, and that is why we are doing a Funfetti themed bake sale table theme today. We are celebrating the birthday of She's the First with all of these beautiful treats here. Today we're going to learn how to make these perfect Funfetti cupcakes along with birthday cake Rice Krispie treats. These are so addicting. I've been eating the scraps of them all day today. And we've also got these slice and bake Funfetti cookies. And these are perfect for a bake sale because since it's slice and bake, you can just have it in your fridge or your freezer. And then on bake sale day, just go ahead and slice it up and bake it off. And you have got a beautiful treat for your bake sale. And if you want to learn how to make this giant Funfetti donut filled with birthday cake Oreos, then head on over to my channel at Kawaii Sweet World. And without further ado, let's get started. First off, let's make our Funfetti cupcakes. In a large bowl, you'll need 1 stick of softened butter, and just cream that until it gets nice and smooth. Then add in 1 cup of sugar, and just continue mixing until it gets nice and light and fluffy. At this point, we're going to add in 2 room temperature eggs, along with a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and just mix those in. Set that aside, and now in a separate bowl, you'll need 1½ cups of flour, along with 1 3/4 teaspoons of baking powder, and a ½ teaspoon of salt. Then grab a whisk and whisk that all through. Once it's nice and combined, set it aside, and grab your wet ingredients again. Then add in half of the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients, and just mix that in. Now we're going to add in a ½ cup of milk. And whenever I'm baking with milk, I like to microwave the milk for about 15 seconds just to bring it to room temperature so it doesn't curdle too much. So just mix in the milk, and then add in the rest of the dry ingredients. And once again, just keep mixing. Before you mix this all the way through, go ahead and add in a 1/3 cup of sprinkles, definitely my favorite ingredient when I'm baking, and just fold those in. Make sure you don't overmix here, you don't want any tough cupcakes. And now we're just going to scoop this into our cupcake liners. I find that this recipe makes about 15 cupcakes, so you might want to do 2 batches. Then just bake that off at 350 for about 20 minutes. Let those cool completely. And then for the best part, we're just going to frost them up. Here I'm using some buttercream frosting, and the recipe for this will be in the description box below. And don't forget to top with sprinkles, of course. Makes them super fun and colorful. And then as the final touch, I'm going to add in 1/4 of a birthday cake Oreo. After all, nobody's ever complained about having Oreos with their cupcakes. And that's it. Now let's make our Funfetti slice and bake cookies. In a large bowl, you'll need 1½ sticks of butter. And just mix those until they get nice and smooth. Now add in 2/3 cups of brown sugar. And just mix that through. Once it's nice and light and fluffy, you're going to add in 1 egg, along with 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and just mix those in too. Now we're going to add in 2 cups of flour, along with 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And you know what to do, just mix that in. Now to Funfettiify these, we're going to add in 2/3 cups of sprinkles, and just continue mixing up your cookie dough until it forms kind of like a ball. Then place your cookie dough out on some plastic wrap. And now we just want to shape it into a log. So use your hands, kind of press it around, then cover with plastic wrap, and squeeze it out until it's about 2 inches in diameter. At this point, you want to pop it into the fridge or the freezer just until it gets nice and firm. In the freezer, it shouldn't take too long, maybe 20 minutes. Then you want to generously flour it up so that nothing sticks. And then you can roll it out in case it kind of lost that circular shape. And then all that's left to do is slice it up into about 1/4 inch cookies. Slice and bake cookies are perfect for a bake sale. You can make it ahead of time, and then it saves you a lot of time because you don't have to individually roll out your cookies. Now just lay these out on a parchment paper lined baking sheet, and bake those off at 350 for about 12 to 14 minutes. Once they're cooled, grab yourself some melted white chocolate. You can also use candy quick or almond bark. And then I'm just going to dip my cookies halfway in the melted chocolate. And then I also decided to color some of my chocolate pink, just for a little pop of color. The hot pink is super pretty and very eye-catching. Then let those set on the baking sheet. And that's it, super easy. And finally, let's make our birthday cake Rice Krispie treats. In a large bowl, you'll want to melt down 4 tablespoons of butter. You can just do that in the microwave. Then add in 4 cups of mini marshmallows and melt those down. You want to microwave this at about 30-second intervals just until it gets nice and smooth. At this point, add in about a 1/3 cup of vanilla cake mix. This is our secret ingredient. It makes the Rice Krispie treats taste just like birthday cake, and they are so good. Now we're going to add in 5 cups of Rice Krispies. I like to add in about 3 cups first and give it a little mix. And then add in the remaining 2 cups. This just makes it a little bit easier to mix in. It is some pretty sticky stuff. And now our favorite ingredient, a 1/3 cup of sprinkles. Then grab your spatula and mix those through. Feel free to vary up the sprinkle colors too. You could use sprinkles in your school colors or fall colors, whatever you like. Now I'm just going to pour this into a 9x9 inch pan that I have greased and lined with parchment paper. I accidentally used a 13x9 inch pan here though, but a 9x9 works much better. Makes them nice and thick. So just press those in and let them set for about 15 minutes. You could even pop them in the fridge too. Then gently take off the parchment paper. And just for a fun, colorful touch, I'm going to grab some blue buttercream frosting and just pipe on a little zigzag on top. Now add on some white sprinkles. These really pop against the blue. And I'm going to refrigerate that for 15 minutes just so we can get nice clean cuts. That is optional though. And then we're just going to cut this into about 1-inch squares. Rice Krispie treats are definitely a classic bake sale treat, but with the sprinkles and the birthday cake flavor, it makes them so much more delicious, and people will definitely be coming back for seconds. Alright guys, all of our Funfetti treats are finished now, and these all look so beautiful. They're so colorful, and I love how they all look together. And you can see they are great for a bake sale table because they are so inviting, and they're really eye-catching too. Anyways though, I have really enjoyed being your #BakeAChange ambassador, and even though this is my last bake sale table, it is just the beginning of the #BakeAChange campaign. Don't forget that the campaign runs all the way until November 1st, so keep on baking those tie-dye cupcakes and getting out there and fundraising for girls' education. Anyways though, don't forget to follow She's the First on all of their social media, and that'll all be linked in the description box below. And you can also subscribe to the She's the First YouTube channel too. But once again, I have really enjoyed being your guys' #BakeAChange ambassador, and I'll see you around. Bye guys!